What's up and welcome to BlitzPools Fanzone. I'm Rohan. Manglani. With me is Sam Kapoor. We are talking to you about Game Week 27. Two massive games on Game Week 27. Manchester City take on Manchester United and Chelsea take on Everton. Sam, your thoughts?
I think the City and United game would be a title decider. So really looking forward to that. And Chelsea Everton, two great tacticians, Tuchel and Ancelotti against each other. Even that should be a good game. So pretty much excited for that, man.
I can imagine. And what's more exciting is the pools which you can participate in. So let's look at the rules and then we'll go straight to the games. Alright, guys, let's just go through the rules in scoring. For every player who's played 55 minutes or more, he gets 2 points. Played less than 55 minutes, there's a point given. For every goal scored by a goalkeeper or a defender, that's 10 points. For every goal scored by a midfielder, that's 9 points. For every goal scored by a forward, that's 8 points. For every assist, that's 5 points. For every 20 passes completed by a player, that's a single point. For a clean sheet by a midfielder, that's a single point again. That's a clean sheet for a goalkeeper or defender is valued at 5 points. For every 3 shots saved by a goalkeeper, that's 2 additional points. For every penalty saved by a goalkeeper, that's 9 points. For every 3 successful tackles made, that's a point again. For a yellow card, it is -1. For a red card, it is -3. For every own goal, it is -2. For every 2 goals conceded by a goalkeeper or defender, it is -1. For every penalty missed by a player, it is -2. It's as simple as that. Let's move on to the games. All right, Manchester City versus Manchester United on 7th March. Massive game this Sunday. Sam, City have been unbeaten for the last 28 games and they've gone 21 games they've won in a row right now. Firstly, what's your take on this game? What's the outcome? What's your prediction on that?
So I think it's not going to be a boring game. Both the teams are going to go out. For United, this is the last time things are in their hands. They can maybe beat City and get 3 points off them.
You feel that's possible?
Not really. I think City is going to nick this one, but United is going to go all out, and I don't think they're going to park the bus or play defense. It's going to be an entertaining game, is
Right.
what I feel.
Fair enough. Let's get right into the teams. Sam, what do you think? Let's starting from the back. I think Edison's a good pick, isn't he? I mean, considering the form that City have shown off late, I think Edison is something which we can agree on. And go ahead.
I think Edison has I think City has the most clean sheets this
Right,
season.
right,
So
right.
I would definitely go for Edison.
Yeah.
Along with him, the two centre backs which City has, Stones and Ruben Dias, because I feel in a big game, goals might come from set pieces, and these two have been getting goals. They are good with their headers, so a good chance to win points at both ends for both the defenders.
Absolutely. I would also go with like Stones and Ruben Diaz because they've been so. Stones is somebody he didn't play the last game and I think he's going to play now. And I also feel that, consistency is something which Stones is showing this season. At the same time, I would also go with João Cancelo because I think that his numbers are fantastic. I mean, he has scored, recently he scored a goal, he's got a couple of assists also. So I would go with João Cancelo. I would even go with Luke Shaw actually for Man United. He would be my only Man United defender actually, who I would take. You?
I think I'm going to take Maguire as well.
Oh no.
Again, I think he's good. He might have a goal at the other end via a set piece. So yeah, I would prefer a centre back to a full back this game. I would go with Shaw as well
Yeah.
because he's good with his assists, and so I would basically diversify my risk. Go with 2 from United and 2 from City.
Fair enough. That's a good thought actually. Well, moving on, Sam, in midfield, now obviously the big question is Raheem Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne?
So again, big game, set pieces, penalties. De Bruyne, dead ball specialist. I see him getting some points, giving an assist, maybe scoring a penalty.
Well,
So I'd go with KDB.
KDB's got 3 goals, Sterling's got 9, KDB's got 11 assists, Sterling's got 5. Sterling has more touches in the penalty area. He's created more chances and he's obviously been playing more regularly off late than KDB. But still you're saying that you will go KDB for a big game?
Yeah, I think big game, big
Big
player.
players.
So I'm gonna
I
go for
just
KDB.
knew you would say that. But fair enough. So I would go with Sterling. Sam goes with KDB. Moving on. What else? Bruno Fernandes. I think we both will agree that Bruno is sublime and he's in.
I think for every United game, Bruno is a must-have.
Is a must.
So it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes has to be there in the team. So
It's a big risk without him though. In
yeah.
any any fantasy team. So Bruno Fernandes for sure. Moving on, would you go for who else would you go for in terms of the midfield? Would you go for Bernardo Silva? Would you go for somebody like Fred, who's a little more defensive? Bernardo Silva again, plays more on the right flank, more touches up than Fred. But what would that be?
Again, Bernardo Silva is someone who can give you an assist or a goal as compared to Fred. Fred is a good player, does his job well, does the dirty work, but I don't see him give many points in terms of assists and goals. So I would definitely go for Bernardo Silva because I think that Pep would start him in this game.
Yeah.
So, with Pep's rotational policy, you're never sure. But yeah, I would definitely go for Bernardo over Fred.
Well, fair enough. And what about between Mahrez and Foden?
I think Mahrez has played the last 2 games and
Yeah.
Foden's been out. So I think Foden's going to get a start.
But okay, fair enough.
So I would go for Foden here.
Well, I would actually go for Mahrez because I would think that in a game, in a crunch match like this, and I don't think that United, I don't think that City would actually take this match lightly, even though they are way ahead on the table. I think that in fact Pep will go with somebody who he's been playing more often, so that person is in touch because Foden he came on for a few minutes in this double game week only once, so that's what I feel. I think that Mahrez is a little more experienced, has a little more of a delivery on the flanks, which I think that Manchester United will play compact in this game. Possibly because if they do play wide, I think they'll get caught out for pace. So I would just go for Mahrez because I think that his deliveries are key from the flanks. What about Greenwood?
Yeah, I think Greenwood for his price is a good buy. So I would definitely go for Greenwood. If I have to pick a player from the United attack, I would go in for Greenwood, especially because of the price point, so that my team fits within the budget. I think Greenwood should be a good pick and someone who's eager to impress in such a big game. So yeah.
Fair enough. And what about Gundogan? That's a big one. I mean, everybody's gone gaga over Gundogan.
I think Gundogan for his price is not a pick in my
Bit
team.
expensive.
Yeah, he's not been scoring in the last 3-4 games. I think.
But he was in the purplest patch of his life before that.
That was when KDB was out. So now
Yeah.
that KDB is back, I think his role.
He sits a bit more deeper. Yeah. So and I think Gundogan for 10 is too much. Yeah. Fair enough.
Who do you think Rohan who's going to lead your attack? Martial, Cavani, Jesus.
So the thing is that because we've seen so many goalless draws, right? Like I would love to go with a Cavani or I would love to go with a Rashford, but because we've seen the amount of goalless draws, just to be safe in this situation, I would probably go with a Gabriel Jesus because the stats are supporting City in this game because he came on and he didn't come on. Sorry, he started and he scored a couple in the last game, and I feel that City, like you said initially, have the edge in this game over him. What about you? Who would you go for?
I agree with you. Big game, so the team playing at home definitely does have an advantage. So I would go with Gabriel Jesus. But I have this, feeling at the back of my head that Aguero might get back to goal scoring form this game. But I don't think he'll start. So I'm going to go with Gabriel Jesus.
Well, there you are then. You have your team in front of you. Good luck. And we'll talk about Chelsea versus Everton next.
Okay guys, so Chelsea versus Everton, 8th March, Stamford Bridge. Big game for both the teams, especially for their European qualification hopes. So Chelsea, Rohan unbeaten in their last 10 games, but Everton's beaten them thrice in their last 5 meetings. So where do you see this one swinging?
I actually see this one ending as a draw because I think that both of them will be a little wary of each other at this point of time. Like you said, Everton have had some really good phases in the season when they have their players fit, and that's what exactly the situation they are in right now again. So, and Chelsea also, I feel that have had this whole pump since the new managers come in, still not yet lost a game. So I'm calling a draw. You?
I think Chelsea being at home is just going to nick this one.
So what's your score prediction?
Maybe 2-1 in Chelsea's favour.
Fair enough, and they are home, so yeah.
So here's my team, guys. I think I've gone with Lucas Digne and Michael Keane from the Everton defence because Everton do rely a lot on their dead ball deliveries and on set pieces. So Michael Keane's been good in the air recently. I see him scoring a goal, getting some points. Same thing with Lucas Digne, getting some corners in. With the Chelsea team, I've gone for Mason Mount. I've gone for Hudson-Odoi. I think these guys are more, I think they have a better chance of giving some assists or scoring some goals, getting on the point sheet. Similarly, Timo Werner, Fox in the box, due a goal. I think he should do well. I have Sigurdsson and Richarlison as well from Everton. Sigurdsson again the penalty taker. Richarlison in a rich frame of form, scoring some good goals. And yeah, I think DCL up top. He's definitely going to start. I'm not sure about whether Giroud starts or not, so I've gone with DCL. I think although he has a big price tag on his name, he justifies that by delivering good goals. So that's my team, man.
Well, I think, Sam, that your team is, I mean, we have very similar teams, except for the fact that I went for, Giroud, because I thought that he's a little more experienced. He's way better in the air. And again, similar to the first game when we previewed, this game also I think will be something which the ball's coming in from the flanks, because both the teams I think will keep it compact, and that's why I see Giroud really making a difference over Werner. However, I agree that Werner has is due a goal for sure, but I've gone for Giroud. I've also gone for Doucouré instead of I think you went for Keane, where I've been playing I've gone for Doucouré because I think that Doucouré is one of those guys who actually he puts himself on that game. He establishes himself in these big games amongst big players, and I think that's one of the things that there's a chance that the play opens up and Doucouré suddenly gets an inroad. So I'm just taking a chance with Doucouré. And of course, we both have gone for Mason Mount, who's been Chelsea's hope, and he's the one who's doing everything at the moment at Chelsea. At the moment,
he's also the penalty taker, I think.
which is fantastic. I mean, at his age, but I think otherwise we have very similar teams in that sense. But I think I'm going to nick it on this on this occasion. Well, let's see.
So thanks for watching, guys. It was fun doing this. We hope to be back next week with some other big fixtures. Until then, please do like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon again. Cheers.
Cheers.